very vivid light experiences. Sometimes I went into lights that are brighter than the sun, and I see patterns in dirt, you know, in trees, and I say, oh boy, this stuff is really, really something else.
It's time.
Give me the warp.
Modern smartphone releases have become quite boring. It's usually about specs and features. For us, with the Phone 1, we wanted to bring something fresh to the market. We started off with a modern smartphone as a canvas to build upon, but then we really did something interesting on the back. We call it the glyph interface. What does it do? It looks really cool, but what's the function behind it? There's a couple of things. First of all, we've perfectly synced the glyph lights with our ringtones. Let me show you. That's a Morse code. Do you know what it is for? Our intention is for you to set different ringtones and different corresponding glyph patterns for different people. You'll remember those, and if you're in a meeting or at a dinner and you don't want to always be on your phone, you can flip your phone over. It will turn all your ringtones to silent, and the glyph combinations will tell you who's trying to call you. So it's like a visual dialer or a visual ringtone almost. Another feature we have here is that all the glyphs are next to the functional areas of the phone. So this one is next to the charging port. As you're charging your phone, this becomes like a progress bar to show how much you've charged. The one here in the middle is next to the wireless charging coil, so when you're charging or reverse charging something, this will light up to indicate that it's being in use. The one up here in the upper right corner, it points to the front-facing camera on the front, and there's also one around the dual camera setup here. This is the start, and we're building more features on top of the glyph interface, and we look forward to work with our community to see where we can go with this. Something else that's really important for us is how it feels in the hand, like the experience of the product, right? Because we're using our smartphone for hours and hours a day, we wanted the experience to be premium. The front and back are Gorilla Glass 5, and the bezels are made up of 100% recycled aluminum.
We wanted OnePlus Nord 2 to be the absolute unicorn of affordable smartphones. It's beautiful on the outside as it is on the inside. So we gave you 3 new colorways, so you have more choices for how your device looks and feels in your hand. Number 1, we've got Gray Sierra. Its gray matte finish kind of mirrors the shiny metallic frame of a luxury sports car. But fair warning, we are not responsible if looking at this colorway causes you to have an early midlife crisis. But that extra shininess doesn't come at the cost of this matte finish's texture. It's got a smooth, slightly grainy in-hand feel that's both fingerprint and smudge resistant. Number 2, we've got Blue Haze. You remember Nord 1's Blue Marble? Blue Haze is like Blue Marble's cousin, except a slightly cooler, slightly sexier, and slightly more porcelain-like cousin. If you rotate this colorway under the light, you notice that it bends and reflects a dazzling spectrum of both blues and whites. Truly magnificent, isn't it? Finally, we've got our India-exclusive green woods. At first, we thought we should wrap this colorway in flannel to match its rugged exterior, but we decided you might like the smooth, natural, and semi-grainy feel of the green PU leather a whole lot more. What a beauty. And now that we've seen these three colorways mix seamlessly with the smooth contour and rounded edges of OnePlus Nord 2's frame, we can safely say that after 40,000 years of evolution, we have finally tapped the vastness of human potential.
The first reaction I had to the Phone 1 when I first held it in my hand was, wow, this is really light. And when I've been showing this to friends, that's also their first reaction, because in the past year or so, I've been using the iPhone. And the iPhone is really heavy because it comes with a steel frame, whereas the Phone 1 comes with an aluminum frame. So that's the main difference. Another really core part of the experience for a smartphone is the OS. I don't really get why some Android brands would really put a heavy skin on top of Android. It slows everything down, and I like the Android design. I think there's a lot of good default Android apps, so let's not replace them with our own. Instead, let's focus our time and effort on things that, like incremental value that we can add to users. Our vision is a world without barriers between people and technology, and where you can use your smartphone as a hub for your entire digital life. So for us, what's important is that we build connectivity between Nothing OS and other products all around you. So it goes without saying that Nothing OS should work well with our own products. Actually, we only have one product on the market, which is the Ear 1. So in the quick settings of Nothing OS, you're going to have quick setting controls for your Ear 1. You can change the noise cancellation mode, you can connect it, disconnect it, etc.
We think our new phone looks fabulous, and we've complemented the OnePlus Nord 2's great looks with a complete wardrobe of powerful hardware and features that give flagship phones a run for their money. First up is the 50-megapixel AI triple camera with optical image stabilization. The sensor? A Sony IMX766, which you may remember from our flagship OnePlus 9 series. It's capable of shooting video at up to 4K 30 frames per second. Frankly, calling it a sensor isn't very accurate. It's more like a vacuum or a black hole because it absorbs 56% more light for capturing images with unparalleled levels of clarity, color, and dynamic range, no matter what time of day. And for all you vampires out there shooting in the dark, we've upgraded Nightscape mode to Nightscape Ultra on the Nord 2. This version combines an AI algorithm and the IMX766 sensor for even better results in dark and low light conditions. Just how dark? As dark as 1 lux, which is the equivalent to a single candle's light. You'll also like night portraits, which adjusts blur, in-scene lighting, and uneven skin tones to deliver clearer nighttime portrait shots with scary amounts of color. Finally, OnePlus Nord 2's OIS gives your footage a high level of stability and smoothness in every shooting scenario, whether you're filming your 15 cats frolicking or live streaming a dance video for TikTok.
Another super important feature are the cameras. Smartphone cameras are one of the most used features on the smartphone. And the Phone 1 is actually quite controversial, believe it or not. It's only got 2 cameras. You might have seen that a lot of modern smartphones have 3 cameras or 4 cameras, but actually the amount of cameras is not what makes the photo quality good. In fact, a lot of these brands, they have maybe 1 good camera and they put 3 kind of cheap cameras just to make you believe it's an advanced 4-camera system. But in reality, like after you buy the product and you start using the other 3 cameras and you're not that satisfied with the photo quality, I think that really erodes the trust. Maybe it's good for initial sales, but really erodes trust in the brand for the long run. So for us, we kept it simple, no bullshit, 2 cameras, both are really solid, 50-megapixel sensors. The main camera is a Sony IMX766, used in a lot of flagship Android phones today, and we also added OIS and EIS for that additional stabilization, especially when it's dark outside. And then for the secondary sensor, we went with an ultra-wide, so you can capture more of the scene. It's the Samsung JN1, also a really good sensor, and it has a 114-degree field of view.
And in case you thought we were done raving about camera stuff, there's more. We've also added a tag team of AI-optimized photo and video features. There's AI video enhancement, which adjusts the color, contrast, and brightness of your videos as you're shooting. There's also AI photo enhancement, which is capable of recognizing up to 22 different photography scenarios and optimizes your subject's color, contrast, and definition for roses that are redder, skies that are bluer, people that are peopler, and you get the idea. And for any budding influencers out there, we've added dual view video. Like its name suggests, it allows you to film using the front and rear cameras simultaneously. Just think, now you can film yourself skateboarding and that lamppost you're about to crash into at the same time. Finally, I gotta tell you about the OnePlus Nord 2's front-facing camera. It's got a Sony IMX615 sensor with 32 megapixels. Like the first Nord, that's the highest megapixel count out of any OnePlus front camera. It allows you and up to 4 friends to capture yourself from all the best angles.
I think the AMOLED panel that we're using on the phone one is actually one of the best on the market. It's got HDR10+ certification. It's got 10 bits of color. And that means a billion colors, so that whenever you're viewing content, it's just so vivid and so lifelike. It's also got a 120 Hz refresh rate and a 240 Hz sampling rate. What does that mean? This, coupled with the software tuning that we've done, means that when you're scrolling through apps, social media feeds, etc., it's all buttery smooth. It's a really pleasant experience. We also did something quite controversial on the screen. We used a flexible OLED display to create a flat design. How does that work? Well, there's this OCD part of us where we wanted the 4 sides of the phone, so the chin, the forehead, the 2 bezels, to be exactly the same width. And usually on Android phones, the chin is a bit bigger than the other parts because on OLED displays, there's these connector ribbons that connects the screen to the motherboard that take up the additional space. So by opting for a flexible OLED, we were able to bend it over to the back. The chin part, it's on the back and hidden. And that's how we accomplished the symmetrical bezels.
We hope you're hanging in there because we're about to hit you with a couple more big-time flagship level features. We're sorry, but no matter how many times we tried, we couldn't figure out how to capture lightning. That's why we gave the OnePlus Nord 2 a whopping 4,500 mAh dual cell battery. Why dual cell? You guessed it. OnePlus Nord 2 comes with Warp Charge 65, which is twice as fast as a Warp Charge 30T on the original Nord. How fast is that? Well, you can get up to a full day's power in just 15 minutes. This improved charging and battery combo gives you a shocking amount of power at your disposal and ensures the OnePlus Nord 2 keeps up with you all day long. So, does a phone with a 50 megapixel AI triple camera with OIS, a Sony IMX766 sensor, Warp Charge 65, and a 4,500 mAh dual cell battery sound like a flagship? Because it should. We gave OnePlus Nord 2 flagship level features at an affordable price to give you the high-end, exceptional phone experience that you deserve.